So I purchased a bag of Skittles for $2.99 in a 15.6 ounce package. Opened it up and counted. It had 85 green, 72 orange, 100 purple, 95 red, and 72 yellows. So we just want to enter this raw data and then use that couple simple formulas in Excel to calculate a price per ounce and calculate a total sample size. And then we want to go ahead and determine a proportion for each of those colors. That is, what percent was green, what percent was orange, and so on. So first thing I'm going to do is just put in that sort of raw data, the price $2.99, the size 15.6 ounces, and then I'll calculate the price per ounce by using a formula. Remember that any calculation in Excel is going to begin with an equal sign to tell it that we want it to evaluate a formula or do a computation. We're going to do equals, click on the purchase price, and then we're going to divide by the size. So price per ounce is going to be the purchase price divided by the size. The division is the / on the keyboard, and then click on the size. So as a formula, it's equals C2 divided by C3. Hit enter, and it has worked out a price per ounce, $0.19167. Now, we can improve our display by formatting these dollar amounts as dollar amounts. So we can click on the $ accounting shortcut, format shortcut up here on the toolbar, or you can always get a broader range of formatting options by right-clicking on a cell and choosing the format cell option, and then you get a full menu of all the different kind of formats that are possible. For this cell, a currency format or an accounting format, either would work. I'm just going to use the shortcut on the toolbar here. I'm going to do that for the price and for the price per ounce, now formatted as dollar amounts. Now let's enter our quantities. We had green 85, orange 72, purple 100, red 95, yellow 72. For that total sample size or total number of candies, we're going to use a formula. I'm going to type an equal sign to begin the formula. The function that we want to use is the sum function, SUM, open parenthesis, and then click and drag with the mouse to highlight the range of values that we're adding up, cell C5 through C9, close the parenthesis, and hit enter. It evaluates to the total number of candies that appeared in that bag, 424. Now I want to calculate a sample proportion for each of those colors. So I just want to repeat these counts over here, which I could do manually, or I could use a simple formula to reference cells we've already entered. So if I say equals and then click on the 85, that'll copy over. If I then copy this cell, copy, or right click and choose copy, or do Control-C on your keyboard, and then drag down through the cells below and do paste, the first paste option. If you right click to bring up that menu, or use Control-V on your keyboard, it'll paste in all of those values. The advantage to doing that is if we later went back and made a correction and realized that there were actually 73 orange, correcting it over here will correct it in both columns because they're tied together now. Now the proportion is going to be the count divided by the sample size, and we'll do this using a formula. It's going to be equal to that number that we had here, and we're going to take that and we're going to divide that by the sample size. And so I'm going to click down here on the 424. Now my formula is F3 divided by C10. Okay, so that's going to take the count 85 and divide by the sample size over here, 424. Now when I hit enter, that will evaluate, and as a proportion I've got 0.2004717. If I would rather see that formatted as a percent, I'll click on that percent format shortcut up here, and we've got it as 20%. If we want to see more decimal places, we'll use this shortcut up here to increase the number of decimal points displayed. So here we've got it as 1 decimal place. Now, I'd like to copy and paste that formula down into these other cells, but there's one problem when I do that. When you do that kind of copy-paste operation, it's going to move everything down by 1, which is what I want to have happen with the numerator. I want it to go to a 72, but I don't want the denominator, the 424, to keep moving down because it would move down into an empty cell. I want it to just be permanently fixed at that position, C10, that contains the 424. Anytime that you want to have a formula that you're going to copy and paste, make reference to a cell in a fixed position that never gets adjusted. You can do that by using this trick. You go into the formula and you put a $ in front of the letter and a $ in front of a number. One of those will freeze the rows, and the other one will freeze the columns. We'll just freeze them both. $C, $10, that says that's fixed at that position, whereas the numerator will adjust when I do a copy and paste operation. So that doesn't change my answer here, but what has changed now is if I copy that and paste it into the cells below using the first paste option, if I right click and bring up that menu, or Control-C, Control-V on your keyboard will do it. It has done what we wanted. In each of those formulas it has adjusted so that it's taking the correct numerator while keeping the denominator fixed at 424. And so we've got our proportions. You'll notice that all of these counts, if we highlight, they add up to our sample size 424. We'll notice these proportions, if we highlight them, add up to the total of 100%.